Welcome, friends. I'm Gina Nicole, and this is the Goddess Channel. So I was just looking out my window at the stars, and my eyes landed on Orion's belt. And I found it really interesting because it was such an overwhelming, beautiful feeling that came in that it made me want to record this for you right away because I was so surprised by it. And something about Orion that's interesting, the constellation, is a lot of our avian species originated in that group of stars. You know, when we think of animal medicine, we think of animals as being earthbound. But really all beings are here not just on Earth, but throughout the universe, bringing through different frequencies of expression into form. And so immediately this conversation is going kind of really deep and maybe really out there for some people. But this just landed so profoundly in my heart. And so when we think of animal medicine, when we think of what the shaman of this world have brought through, the wisdom that they've brought into our communities and consciousness. When we talk about animal medicine, we're talking about frequencies of expression that resonate with our souls and remind us of who we are. To me, at least in my words, that's what animal medicine is. By witnessing the way an animal is bringing light into this world, we're changed. Some part of us is transformed by it. And that's what Orion's belt brought us today through this transmission. And when you look up at the stars, maybe you'll get this sense as well that there are birds on this earth that are expressing their unique form of light. Freedom, grace, elegance, otherworldliness even sometimes. All different types of things. You know, one of my favorite birds, a turkey vulture, they just ride on the current of the breeze. And it almost seems like they're completely weightless. They just float up there. They don't even flap their wings hardly ever. It's beautiful to observe. But something really interesting that came through as I was, just taking this in. And it's funny because this all just kind of hit in 1 second. So I don't know why I've been talking about it for like 5 minutes. But what I really wanted to share with you that came through is a lot of these avian species. And on Earth, animals operate as more of a collective consciousness, behaving instinctually, bringing in a sort of collective blueprint to the world. But in other star systems, avian species are anchoring a much higher consciousness than we are as humans. So there's levels to it, right? And something that they shared with me in this download I received is that they learn from angels. And I thought that was so interesting that they're actually doing a lot of studying and wisdom and receiving transmissions from angelic frequencies. And when you look at a bird, that makes so much sense. And that's what really struck my heart in this message is, wow. Looking at animal medicine as angel medicine in a sense as well, especially with birds, especially with certain species. And some that were coming to me were heron and specifically other water birds like that. And so for those of you that this message is also resonating with, I invite you to just be aware of any signs, messages, awareness that comes to you through birds. Or just, looking into angelic messages or whatever that means to you. Or just letting this message wash over you in whatever way that your higher self wants to bring it into being for you. So I thank you for being here. As always, if you weren't here, this message would have never come through. So I thank you for your presence. I thank you for this co-creation. I love you.